Toronto gang signs, but W. Well, Spurs fans, we got another good game, but we were able to take a lead. Let's go. The Spurs got a win, 114-93. It was definitely in question for a little bit there, and it was definitely looking like, okay, we're going to be tied at one point, but Spurs were able to pull it together. You know, they're getting us a little heartache, you know, a little heart, you know, palpitations. Maybe some people, you know, might have some heart attacks. You know, we don't wish anything bad on everybody, but basketball heart attacks, you know, like real heart attacks. But this is a Spurs versus Everybody podcast post-game show. My bad. This is my boy Marshall. Find him on Marshall Best 14 on X. He's live tweeting the game today, as always, and other sports things. I'm Greg, the other guy. You'll see us.
It's the main guy, the creator.
You'll see us a lot. So, yeah, man, this is the post-game show. Spurs now lead the series 3-1 after a big comeback. Poop Henderson, yeah, man. Poop Henderson. I call him Scoot Henderson. Did come back to earth tonight. He did come back to
with the Donny.
The Donny, even worse than even worse than he. But you know, he'd been cooking us, and he cooked his last game, and he didn't perform tonight, and that's kind of one of the reasons why they probably lost, is that he didn't come up as big as before. They did get contributions from Jeremy Grant a little bit more off the bench. Obviously, Rob Will has been a impactful player this series for them. But yeah, overall, what are your thoughts, Marshall? Let's just go into, you know, your overall thoughts of the game, or thoughts in the first half, or however you want to start this show, because we really don't have a script. We could go off the dome, really.
Yeah. Beginning of the game, Shaden Sharp was actually doing pretty damn well. Yeah, and I guess he's on minutes restrictions, so maybe that's why he didn't play as much. But he looked kind of good, and I feel like that might have disrupted Scoot's rhythm, potentially. Something they'll have to address moving forward, especially when Dame comes back. But, man, let's get into this. So, when I say and sigh like that, y'all just know.
You know something's up.
Something's up, man. So, okay, let's check this out, y'all. Hold on, we got a comment here. Poot Henderson.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Poor Poot.
Yep. Okay. Where do I begin? I will say this, y'all. I'm very happy this was not the Phoenix Suns. And I said it from the beginning. I will say it now. Granted, Phoenix is playing OKC and they're down 0-3. But I am telling y'all what I know. If this was the Phoenix Suns, the series might either be tied 2-2 or the Spurs might be down 3-1 because they can shoot the three-pointer. The freaking Blazers cannot shoot threes whatsoever. They are horrible. Yeah. 10 of 31 is not good. It's not going to beat the Spurs. Spurs are 14 of 33. It's awesome. You know what I mean? They basically were trying to beat us on the inside, which you can't do. They're turning the ball over. I think the Blazers ended up with, 18 turnovers compared to the Spurs 12. I mean, you can't win games when you're turning the damn ball over. Nope. So the Spurs did a good job on that. Yeah, that first half was just, it was god-awful. Like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like, okay, well, we got the second half, down by 18. Let's go ahead and tighten up and then get some momentum going. And I said it needs to come from Fox, obviously Wemby, and Champagnie to a degree. And Fox delivered. I mean, this is the best I think I've seen him play. Yeah. Can we say all season?
I don't know about all season, but definitely like recently, like in the playoffs, like he's definitely locked in. In a little bit. I think he had like 10 points in the first. I don't want to say first half, maybe first quarter. And then he ended up, just hitting big buckets, playing well. He has an occasional, brain farts here and there, but overall, we needed someone to replace the Dylan Harper performance from last game, right?
Yeah,
from a big deficit, and Fox is definitely one of the guys who definitely was a part of the comeback.
Yep. He definitely was. Castle got into some foul trouble, but overall, he started us off pretty well. Wemby, fantastic to see him back. 7 blocks is insane. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you want to get him to 10, right? You're just like, come on, just 3 more. Like, let's get to 10. Let's get to 10 a little bit.
That's insane, man.
He's got to get it one of these days, right? You'd figure it.
Yeah, I agree. Carter hit a 3 early on. That was good to see. Didn't really get a whole lot of minutes from him. Harper did not have the greatest game either. Only 3 points.
Yeah.
Okay. Cornet. Good. God almighty. Cornet.
Yeah. I mean, you weren't here for the Cornet praise, so, but we can call a spade, right? We call a spade.
A dead clock is right twice a day. And in this sense, maybe once a series. He looked god awful. He looked terrible. Like his rim protecting, I don't know. It's there sometimes it's not. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Does he not have a post game or something? Because my goodness, he can't buy a freaking hook shot to even make an easy layup. He's getting blocked from behind. Like, dude, you're 7'2". Put a freaking power move on and bang that mug. You know what I mean? Like, dang. It just when he was in the game, I started to worry because I was like, dude is a freaking liability, man. Like, this does not look good.
Yeah.
So outside of that, glad to see Keldon finally got a little bit going, hit a 3, had 9 points. It's probably the best game for him of the series. Maybe that finally sparks him to, start bullying people again. But yeah, I mean, without Fox, we'll lost.
Yeah,
without Wemby, we probably would have lost.
It was dire straits early. Like Wemby was, chucking threes. He didn't look extremely great. There was some couple curls. He got to the rim. Was able to dunk. He wasn't really on his game. I was like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll just say he's still concussed. But he definitely pulled it out later. Let's see. The Blazers dominated the bench early. It was 14.
Yes, that was the other thing. Yes,
Spurs were dominating, which the Spurs, pride themselves on a deep bench, very offensive, especially with Keldon Johnson, 6th man of the year. But early on, 14 bench points for the Blazers, 0 points for the Spurs. I think Jeremy Grant ended up with 11 or 13 overall?
17.
17, okay. 17 points, but he was a factor off the bench. Shaedon Sharpe, like you said earlier, definitely got going when Scoot was able to get out with foul trouble. Second chance points. We talked about the Blazers. They're the team that operates on second chance points. They had 7 to the Spurs 0. They actually dominate the Spurs. I want to say dominate, but they definitely had a +6 advantage in paint points.
In the first half.
In the first half. That obviously switched drastically in the second half, but some little numbers. 35% field goal percentage by the Spurs at the half. They were Portland had 13 free throws. The Spurs only had 3. Fast break points 1 to 11. Points in the play, like I said, it ended up being 18 to 22. So they cut a little bit, and then they had the Blazers had a 19-point lead at one time.
Yep.
So the first half not kind to us.
Yeah. For the game off the bench, Robert Williams was a +3 and Shaedon Sharpe was a +5. So, I mean, that just tells you that they're really impacting the Blazers in a positive way while everybody else is.
Yeah, especially in a blowout, right?
Yeah.
To have a positive impact rating in a blowout, it means to tell you were pretty impactful. If they would have played better, you would have been even more impactful.
Exactly. So, second half came around. I kind of missed a good chunk of that third quarter. I might have missed the whole third quarter, actually, due to me driving. But, I got back, looked, and I said, oh, wow, Spurs are up by – oh, no, we're tied. We're tied at the end of the third. And I said, okay, I like it. We're battling. Let's go ahead and take it to the fourth and close this game out, and that's exactly what the Spurs did. They closed the game out in a big way, outscoring the Blazers 40-19.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, the Spurs. We talk about the end of the second quarter and the third quarter are always big quarters for the Spurs, and the third quarter especially is probably our worst quarter. So for them to come out right away, come on a big run, I think it was 13-0. I put in my notes. It ended up being like a 16-3 run total. They came out and with the force and they matched the energy and Portland was just they were spamming threes, man. They were really trying to hit threes. Didn't work. I understand Wemby's like a generational rim deterrent, and so that makes sense. But even with Cornette in, they really didn't attack the rim enough. I thought they really relied on threes trying to get going, and they just could not fall for anything. They couldn't. I mean, what was the point? I want to say it was like 18 points in the third. Not even that.
16.
16 points in the third quarter. Like
that's all the Blazers had was 16 and 19 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's just like that's not going to get it done. I mean, that's just not going to get it done. You got to feel, and if you're Portland, you got to feel pretty dejected. Like you had leads in 2 of these games
by double digits.
Yeah, 15 and like 17. Like in total, it was 19. In this game total, the highest was. But you had a chance. I mean, you had chances to, get going. And your offense is just not consistent enough. There's not enough offensive talent, I believe, on this team to get to that next level. I think if they add Dame at some point next year or they make a trade for some more offensive player, someone takes another leap, maybe they'll have somebody. But right now, there's no consistent offense. And when you can't shoot the 3 in the league, it's really hard to keep leads and to win the league, So
yeah,
you have to play really you have to win the rebounding battle, second chance points. You got to dominate in transition. You got to dominate in the paint. Kind of like the Spurs have figured out, though they've added a better 3-point shot because of people who have gotten better. Overall, it's a paint team that dominates in the paint.
Yeah. The Castle, the Stephon Denny scuff up.
Great time. We had Scoot versus Harper. Now we got Denny versus Castle in this game. Man, it was great. What'd you think of it?
Denny was fouling Castle. Castle got tired of it. He got the N1. Say, here, hold this. And Denny got mad. And then Castle said, I'm not backing up. And that's what happened.
Everybody acted appropriately, right? Castle's not happy. He's getting hacked and getting bodied by Denny. He eventually gets slapped and makes an and 1. So Castle says, you know what? Hold this, my guy. I'm a dog. I'm just a dog. I'm gonna let you know that you're not gonna punk me. You're not gonna foul me. Anything. I like that. By it. It's typically not a really Spurs thing to do, but I like competitive basketball. I like people going at it. So it's the whole thing about sports. Sometimes you get competitive and you go at it, and so I had no problem with it. I had no problem with Denny reacting the way he did, pushing it. You're not going to punk me either. You're not going to try to sud me on the court. Even if you're up. And so it was good times, good basketball, good fun. I think
the comments are crazy.
What was it?
I think some of the comments. I saw Castle lame for this. Somebody said Castle, some against Castle, or Castle's lame for this. You're up by, 15 already. Have some class. Flip side, there was some that were kind of derogatory towards Denny.
Oh yeah, we have the old, Dennicide comments and stuff like that. We all know it's a sensitive subject. About
I'll hold those comments because they were pretty messed up. I'm not going to repeat those on air.
This might be our last show. But man, it was. I like that. I like physical basketball. I like back and forth. That's the thing about the playoffs, man. It's just there's only one team that's going to win it all. And now up 15, you can make maybe an argument. Up 15, maybe you shouldn't have had to hold the ball, but man, I don't like that rule and the whole unwritten rule. You can't make a layup when you're up so many points.
We're going to talk about that. This whole bad speech. We're going to talk about that.
It's so stupid. Like all these written rules, like people get in their feelings, bro. Like if you're losing, I'm sorry, you're losing. Like you should have played better. You should have won, or you should, like I don't have no problems with that. I don't have no problems in any sport. Any sport I've ever played, I've never felt like, oh, you can't take that layup because you're up so many points, or you can't keep hitting home runs because you're up. So do better, get a better team, play
I
better,
agree.
fight back, do something, like, and then peg. It's just so stupid. Like I just hate the unwritten rules at some point. I just don't agree with all that stuff. Like,
I agree. Hold on. We gonna
get
get
off
into
your
that.
feelings. Get out of your
Trust.
feelings, people. Get out of your
Nah,
feelings.
no, you good. You good. We gonna get into that. Trust me. We're gonna get into that.
But overall, good showing by I'm not gonna say everybody, but we got
Good
the
showing by the
win, man.
team.
We got the win, man. That's what at the end of the day we came back from. I don't want to keep doing this. We can't afford this.
Exactly.
In the second, well, I mean, now with all the injuries, the Timberwolves, if they go on and win, well, it'll be a little difficult for them to beat us. But I don't want to get in this habit of trying to have to come back, right? Can we get ahead and stay ahead? And I know there's game of runs and close games, but can we not get down 15, 19 points in games and have to have these amazing performances and stuff like that to win this? Like, can we avoid that for the next series and the rest of this series? But
I agree with you.
What was more important, this game or last game to you?
Last game. Because last game you proved that you can win without Wemby, right? Because I didn't think the Spurs were going to win last game. I thought they would be down 2-1 and then tie it up 2-2. But because you won last game, I was like, all right, we get Wemby back. We should win. But obviously went down and just decided to make stuff harder for yourself. And, ended up blowing them out when you needed to. So, but I think game 5 will be even more important because it's just like, okay, Spurs need to make sure they go out there and show the Blazers from the jump, you are not on our level at all. You should not be down or even a remotely close game. So,
yeah, definitely.
That's what I'll say.
Shout out to Fox, man. I know he's been taking a kind of beating on Twitter and stuff for kind of, not showing up and not produce at a level that we've always had a conversation about how he got paid and stuff like that. So for him to show up like that, shout out to him. He will always be my Dragon Ball Z partner. Love that he loves Dragon Ball Z. How always have that connection. So for him to come through, 26, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Great night for Fox. Is it 27 or 28?
28.
28. Can't even read my own writing, man. I have to put my glasses on. So shout out to him. Obviously, Wemby, 7 blocks, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. The stat lines that he's going to be able to produce in his prime. 27, 11, 4 steals, 7 blocks. Like it's going to be like you see the graphics. They're going to have to be long. Like they're not used to being that long with the box scores and stuff. So. I'm glad we won this game because I don't want to be 2-2. I don't want to mess around with the Blazers. I knew they were going to come out. Obviously, they're at home. They know they can't go down 3-1 to the Spurs. And the Spurs won it. So now we're up 3-1. We're able to, let's not relax. Let's go back home, take care of business. Let's get ready for the next series. That's what our things are. The dog that castle the dog mentality, Dylan Harper, all this stuff was bring it back home, get this dub, and call it a series, and that would be a fun overall win for the Spurs in this era now. So, shout out to them. Anything really bothering you about the Spurs going forward, or there's some? I know we always talk about our concerns throughout the season, but anything you've seen in this series that made you a little pause or concern?
Just how they're not starting off well, and how they just go down. That's really about it. I think you got to take every series as it is, for what it is, and make adjustments when need be. So,
yeah, definitely. Definitely, it's the same things. The same things you see, like maybe picking up shooters in transition, locating.
Yeah, definitely that.
You still see that happening. Obviously, I don't think Keldon will have like this little of an impact, even though he kind of played better tonight. I think he'll pick up his game a little more. I think Cornette will hopefully play better. Obviously, we talk about the 8. Give me 6 and 8, 8 and 10. Somewhere around that as a backup. Need more from you so you can do the DAC and do all your celebrations that we love. But you got to do something offensively. Even though you're battling on the boards, battling Klingon, we appreciate all that, but we need a little bit more offense. A little bit more things. Castle. I didn't really see where Castle hurt his hand.
It was on the screen where right before Denny threw that alley to Robert Williams and he dunked all over.
Oh, Cornette. That was stuff. No stuff to watch. Celtic on Celtic crime. But I was just hearing the broadcast like, oh, he went to go get X-rays. I was like, oh God, what happened?
Right. And he came back with that kind of bandage on his hand.
Yeah, so we'll look for updates on that. Didn't really affect the shot. I mean, he did get a little cold, but he did make make a 3 or 2 with that bandage on. So we'll see going forward what that does to him.
Yeah.
Any more injuries? Wemby got beat up a little bit. He looked fine.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anybody else cross my mind?
I think that's really it.
Devin Vassell always has little sprints where he picks up the offense, hits 2 or 3 shots, and kind of battles defensively. He did it. I give him credit on help side defense. He did take away a lob, and so
yes, he did. That was nice.
That was good recognition because that's what we have to do. Sometimes we fall asleep on those lobs. Like we don't. You have the initial big playing drop coverage or to the line, and then we forget the guy either to box out. Like he didn't box out Drew Holiday in that one game.
You
gotta box out. You gotta box out and get physical because playoff basketball, every point counts, and you gotta take away that lob.
Yep.
So, shout out to Devin for doing that, and that's it for us for this series. We'll obviously come back on Tuesday and talk about hopefully the ending of the series.
Quick around the league.
Quick around the league, real quick.
Checking in.
Check it in. Check it in.
Checking in around the league with Spurs versus everybody.
All right, Marks, take it away. Take it away, my guy.
Okay, around the league. Let's see where we're going. I'll make this quick. The Thunder are absolutely outclassing the Suns, but J-Dub is hurt. We'll see what the impact of that will be moving forward. The Lakers are somehow up 3-0 on the Rockets. Kevin Durant won't be playing in Game 4. I mean, I think he wants out.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, does he have to have a trade in the summer?
Probably.
He's already checked out, bro. He's already like, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. Like,
it's either they got to make some changes, make some trades, or he'll ask for a trade.
Yeah, it's the Rockets at a crossroads, right? Do they blow it up? Do they try to run it back with like Fred comes back? I don't know what shape he's going to be in after injury.
Yeah.
Do you change the coach? I mean, they're going to have a lot of questions. Do they believe in their young talent going forward? It's going to a lot of question marks for the Rockets that you didn't think were going to come up.
Yeah. So, Lakers won Game 3 with LeBron hitting the game-tying three-pointer, and then they won it in overtime.
What an epic way to lose. The Rockets really failed that, bro. They really fumbled that hardcore. Oof.
So, not good for them.
Yeah. But happy that to be a Spurs fan, I wish the worst on them all the time. So
right.
I want to be the best team in Texas. So
exactly.
The hell with the Rockets.
Exactly. Lakers should be getting, I think they're going to get Luka and Reeves back after this series. So I'm sure they want to close it out. They look pretty good, man. I'm not going to jump the gun and say this, but there is a pathway if Jalen Williams, J-Dub cannot go for the Thunder that the Lakers could potentially make the Western Conference Finals.
That's going to be a fun matchup. You take away J-Dub and you get Lakers healthy. Can they offset? Can they beat the Thunder? That's going to be a very interesting series.
It definitely will. I definitely will. So I'm looking forward to that one. The Timberwolves are up 3-1 on the Nuggets. Jaden McDaniels backed up his talk.
That's I gotta respect Jaden McDaniels, the hell out of Jaden McDaniels, because he talked a big game, and I was like, all right, my guy, like you're kind of shaky offensively. I know you do a good job on Jamal Murray, with your screen navigation and being able to lock him up. But can you bring it offensively too? And he's talked that talk, man. He walked the walk. So I shout out to Jaden McDaniels for coming through, and they're 3-1.
Yeah. Now losing DiVincenzo and Anthony Edwards is definitely a big blow for them. Ayo DeSumo went bananas.
Shout out to the Bulls once again fumbling another player for nothing.
So I mean, I know they had a little scuffle at the end between Jokic and McDaniels, and I know Jokic is going to be ready out for blood game 5. Wolves just have to end it in 6. If it goes 7, they're screwed.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, without Ant and DiVincenzo, does Denver make this a long series, or can the Bulls just somehow end it right now?
The Wolves, I don't know if they can end it in game 5. I think the Nuggets probably beat them by 20. It's game 6. Game 6 is pivotal.
Okay.
They have to win game 6. So
yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
It's going to be interesting now without Ant and DiVincenzo. Can the Timberwolves pull out one win, and can Denver find themselves? Like Rudy Gobert is doing a pretty good job on Jokic. I don't want to say it's all Rudy Gobert, but he's still making Jokic work.
He is.
Jaden McDaniels obviously is always proven to be a good defender on Jamal Murray and be able to disrupt him enough. So we'll see, man. We'll see what the Julius Randle led Ayo DeSumo combo will do for the Wolves.
Yep.
You still feel more confident? I mean, now with the injuries, do you want the Timberwolves more than?
I've always wanted them. With or without the injuries, I feel like they're an easier matchup for the Spurs than the Nuggets.
Nice. And I know the Spurs fans will be tuned in to be watching how that series plays out and kind of starting to think about, how we're going to guard so-and-so, or how we're going to deal with this, or stuff like that. So,
yep, 100%. Flip side of the East, the Magic up 2-1 on the Pistons.
Orlando Magic.
They're finally healthy with Franz, Paolo, and Bane, and they're playing well together. They blew a lead, but they were able to close the game out in game 3, up 2-1. I still think the Pistons can win this series. I think they'll take game 4, 5, and probably 6, unless this goes 7. That's in Detroit. If the Magic win next game, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I think as a fan, you always want these series to go as long as possible and competitive, good basketball. But it seems like the Magic is starting to get little things going. They're starting to, and then certain things. For Detroit, starting to get like, all right, who's the second guy to Cade? Who's Duren has been a no-show this series. I mean, you're looking around, you're like, all right, who we're gonna rely on to score in these games? And so Paul's, showing up,
Yep.
So.
Paolo Bane, yeah, man.
T-Rex arms going. He's always been a feisty guy.
Definitely. Celtics up 2-1. They play the Sixers tonight. It's been closer games, and I think they've honestly won it. Embiid will be back tonight. What that's going to say, we don't know. If they're able to tie it up, shoots. I mean, we might have absolute cinema.
Yeah, definitely playing the Celtics hard. If they had Embiid, it'd be really healthy. Embiid would been a very interesting series.
Yes, it would have.
VJ Escom had a big game at one point. He's, obviously looks
two
games like he's going to be like a really good player for them. Maxey, we got to get, probably a little better for Maxey.
Maxey doesn't play winning basketball to me.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a shot chucker, especially without Embiid, but they kind of play well together. Obviously, it's like you got to have your big to, in your guard, But yeah, I mean,
All steroid. I mean, Paul George.
PED George.
He's looked okay. I mean, for what you're getting from him. So I would still expect the Celtics to probably win in 5 and maybe 6. We'll see.
Yeah. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the show. What is going on? I like the little alien ship. I don't know if that's Wemby. I can't even see. That's Snoopy? Real close.
That's a game controller.
Oh, okay. Got a gamer. Oh, it's on Twitch, so I understand.
Yep.
But yeah, shout out to you for being on the show. Appreciate you coming through. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Yep.
Definitely not Wemby, but it should be. It should be our goat, Wemby.
Yeah.
Just popping up here, just pure popping up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I threw you off.
OKC.
Oh, OKC fan. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to come back if we play them for sure. Like that's gonna be a series that everybody's gonna be talking about. We're gonna have all the Spurs comparisons, Presti, and how they built a team, and is this the new rivalry for the years to come? They're gonna be hyping that up, and Wemby Chet, obviously. So you definitely have to come through. So we'll see. And just to let you know, I'm pretty confident we're gonna beat y'all. So
hopefully Jalen Williams is okay for y'all, because if not, y'all might have to deal with the Lakers. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yes,
I hate injuries, bro. I hate it. I don't ever want to be like, I know it's like, okay, we have a better chance of winning. Great. I like to play team full strength. I want to see who's the better team. I want to, because I want to have their fans enjoy what they're going through. They suffered all season long, right? They got to all this season, and all of a sudden now your stars are injured or key role players, and now you got to adjust. Such an easy pass. I mean, it
depends on if Minnesota can close out the series, because if Denver comes back, then
Yeah, you definitely feel better playing Minnesota injured.
Yeah. But even Minnesota healthy, I would take them over the Nuggets probably.
Yeah, Denver. I mean, the Blazers giving us a go is definitely like, oh, okay, maybe it's gonna be a harder playoffs than I may have thought. Yeah, and you have the haters saying it'll be different if X and X were healthy. Yeah, it's always, but it's a fun debate too. Like, oh, if this guy was healthy, how would this act? Or it's one of those barbershop talks that we talk about.
Oh, yeah,
I gotta say, dude, though, I think y'all would have lost if Hallie was.
I don't.
Really available. I give you the benefit of doubt, but Hallie was on one in the beginning of that game, and so maybe he fumbles and they have they will lose, but that's gonna always be a big what if. But I mean, you still won the championship, so it doesn't really matter.
I don't, because I think now your points that came from McConnell, you don't get those. So now where the rest of the other points coming from? Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that the Pacers would have beaten the Thunder, but that's just me.
Yeah, and we'll never know. Yeah, we'll see them next year. Hopefully, Halliburton's no longer fat. That's kind of that was a weird dilemma that I didn't notice.
We had like shingles or some shit like that.
Yeah, I just didn't expect him to be fat, and I was like, he just came on because he's so skinny, and then like they showed him and he was fat, and I was like, what the hell happened to this guy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, he'll be ready to go. The Pacers will be ready to go. I think they have a high pick too.
Yes, they do, from the Clippers. If it falls out of the top, no. The Clippers get their pick if it falls out of the top 4, some shit like that. Yes.
Yep, 2-0 for life. That's why we're Spurs fans.
Yep.
We've been down with a team since birth. So it is what it is. But glad we chose glad we got born in San Antonio, right? To be a Spurs fans, because it's been good for us. It's been really good.
I wasn't born here.
Oh, okay.
Born here.
Oh, okay. Well, my bad.
DCer for me, but I've been here too long, so
Yeah, but still, being a Spurs fan has been really a great time.
it has been. It
And
has been. It has been.
There we go.
DC.
There we go. DC for life. Sorry about that. I mean, back to what we were off topic. Back to the East, we believe we're in.
Yeah. So basically, Celtics should win 3-6. 3-6 Mafia. The Knicks look like they've gotten control of their series against the Hawks. 3 games left. I think the Knicks probably win in 6.
Okay.
Unless the Hawks just come out in Game 5 and completely turn everything around, and we'll see. But I feel like the Knicks probably have the momentum right now.
I like that, and I also talked about Cat being the facilitator, really running through the offense to Cat.
That helps. It helps a lot.
He was definitely passing the ball, directing people. When Jalen Brunson has the ball, it's always like he's going to take a shot or he's going to score, try to look to score first.
How does Chuck say it?
Yeah. And so Cat running the ball, facilitating the offense was really good for them.
Yeah. Yep. Mr. 5 first-round picks is still very pedestrian.
I had to ask, did Mikal score in this game? I don't even remember. I remember the Knicks played really well, and he wasn't even in the game. I was like, man, Mikal's been in the game for a while, though. I think he had 8 points. So it's like, really pulling for the Hawks, huh?
I like it.
I joined OKC bandwagon when they went to the finals in 12 and stuck with them. Hey, that's all that matters. You stick with them.
So that was that one. The last one, Raptors somehow tied up the series with the Cavs. I thought the Cavs were going to potentially sweep them or at least be up 3-1. Now we're tied 2-2.
Not looking good for Mobley and Jared Allen slander. Let me tell you, it's not looking good. The lights are definitely looking a little bright.
If the Raptors do win, and let me say this: if the Raptors win and the Magic win, shoots, the Magic might be going to the conference championship because I think they beat the Raptors.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance. I don't know. A shout out to Gorilla. I hope she makes another hit. I like her music. Maybe she'll make a Raptor song. But she was there at the game with Brandon Ingram. He started off terrible. He was terrible. It was awful. That whole game was awful. Going. That whole game was. They scored 14 points in the first quarter. It was I was like, damn, this is like a '90s game. This is this is crazy to watch. But he got it going in the right time, and they just pulled it out, man. It's just now we'll see what the Cavs are really about, and
So one of the things about the Cavs, and I've been saying, I have said this for the long time. Donovan Mitchell will shoot you out of games. Don't get me wrong; he hits some big shots, but bro cannot go freaking 7-20. That's just not going. It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Let's talk about this a little bit. The players do feel different this year to me. There's a lot of close games, a lot of a series that you're like, oh, okay, this could possibly go the other way than maybe we thought. Is it parity? And which conferences you feel more parity in? Or is it just the talent overall is good across the league? Why do you feel these kind of these playoff games feel closer or do you feel like that at all?
I feel it has been some closer games. I mean, you have so a lot of guys have kind of come back from injury, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that has either hurt teams or it's helped teams, right? Mm-hmm. Because, for example, Franz Wagner came back not that long ago at the end of the regular season. Obviously, they got blasted by Philly in the play-in, but then since then they've hit the ground running. They beat the crap out of the Hornets, and now they're up 2-1 on the Pistons. They're getting that chemistry. They're really playing well, which to me, I feel like the seedings in a sense don't necessarily matter because certain teams are better than their record. I mean, I know the old saying is you are what your record says you are, but at points, I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes the record is a little misleading if guys happen to just come back at the right time and get healthy. I mean, hell, look at, and it's a series, it's not one game. Look at what the Giants did in the NFL, right? They got healthy at the end of the year and they ran to the Super Bowl as a wild card, as a 7th seed, and won it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, not saying that any of these lower seeds are going to win, but they're coming back at the right time, and it's looking pretty good. I'm still of the mindset that I think the Celtics are probably going to win it all. That's me personally, with Tatum coming back. But games are competitive. It looks good.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like just the matchups that certain teams get good matchups this year that they can fight back against them. I don't know if it's just like overall talent, but it definitely feels like games are a lot closer, especially in the East. Like it's a toss up, man. It feels like a toss up. Ultimately, we'll see what the better seeds pull it out, or do we get a couple upsets, especially in the first. That'd be interesting to get a couple upsets in the first round. I can't remember like when it had multiple times in the first.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, but yeah, it's a fun playoffs, man. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not liking the injuries, of course.
Of course not.
So, but it's been fun, man. I enjoy basketball, and I think I've enjoyed it even more this year than in previous years. It doesn't feel like it's like so cut and dry. So,
yeah.
Are we gonna go through anything else? Megan Thee Stallion, Klay Thompson situation. Leave that alone since they're not in the playoffs. Either of them.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and leave that one alone.
Okay, we'll leave that alone for TMZ or something. Let's see what other playoff series you have your mind on.
I think that's honestly it, man. That's really all I've got.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's a fun playoffs. Obviously, the Spurs are in the playoffs, so that's the most important thing. That's why it makes it so much funner to watch our actual team play. And probably gonna win the first series, which is great in 4 games. No, 5 games. I can't even count anymore. But we'll see how all of this playoffs, basketball turns out, man. I'm tuned in. Been tired, so I've been going to sleep. These late games are kind of killing me a little bit, especially the Spurs have been the later games, and the post-game show has been after that. But I'm definitely locked in more, and I'll be locked in to watching the Sixers Celtics game in a minute. But shout out to the Spurs. Appreciate y'all for coming through, and the fans, coming through the show, and the new people that can stop by. We appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We have Spurs versus everybody across all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can come check this out. Subscribe, follow, interact with us. This is my boy Marshall Best 14 on X. You can follow him. He'll be tweeting. He tweets everything Spurs related. He tweets during any kind of game, football, basketball. He'll probably tweet during UFC too when he gets a chance. Whatever he's watching, he'll tweet about. And he's really passionate. He loves what he talks about, and you should go follow him.
Utopia. Not because Utopia. Appreciate you. Definitely come back. Spurs and the Thunder do play against each other. Maybe we can get you on the show.
Yeah, maybe we can come on, talk some mess, talk about what do you think is going to happen. We love to have different fans come on and talk their ish about what they feel. We don't run. Other people may run. We don't run on this show, so we're here. If you want to ever come through. Okay, drop the file. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
that's
you.
What we love. I think I did it. So shout out to the Spurs. I guess we're out. Peace. And the stream.